Alright guys, and welcome, thank you so much to Ellie and the team at Thinkjam and Warner Bros for arranging this event. I was allowed to go and play Middle-earth Shadow of War today in a special event in London. It was really cool. I got about 40-45 minutes with the game. One mission, a siege. And this is the mission we're about to begin. It is absolutely chaotic, but there are some new features. If you're familiar with the previous game, a few of the things will look similar, but there are many more layers on top of what was already a good game to what I think this is going to be a great game.
Sauron's masters of misery, his agents of agony. We suck every last ounce of life from your body and replace it all with pain.
Fine, so he's going to take all my life, replace it with pain. Pretty much the decent thing to do. So these guys, these are Talion's allies. We're playing back as Talion, if you remember the first game, who kind of shares his body with the spirit of the elf lord Celebrimbor. And as you can see, yes, one half of him just poking out of Talion's body right there. But before we start the siege, there are things you can do. So the Nemesis system, which, if you remember the first game, allows orcs to beat each other and level up once they've beaten you sometimes. Now you can actually use it to command your followers. In this case, I'm going to make this guy Hakon of the Beasts, who's one of my guys. He's going to become my bodyguard, which you can do as part of the siege. I can give him a role to play, but of course there are many of my characters I could use to do this. Now, if you remember the end of the very last game, spoiler alert if you haven't played it, but Talion and Celebrimbor they vowed to forge another ring of power, and this is how they've been able to turn a lot of the Uruk-hai, the orcs, the trolls against their own kind and fight for us instead. You can also, before the beginning of every siege, you can decide on how you want to adapt your assault force. You can, you've got these commanders of your army, the assault leaders. You can change them out for other characters that you may have in your crew. I'm not sure on the detail of that yet, but you can also assign them little perks, little buffs. You've got coin, top right there, you can see I've got 10,000, I'm assuming it's Mirian, if it was the same as the first game, to buy and upgrade them. So I'm going to give these guys some Uruk-hai attacking army, strengthen with a group of Uruk-hai who will smash down the walls. My next guy, I can have these savage hosts, defender hosts, of course, who come with shields, which I think in a siege is pretty good. Hunter hosts who look pretty weak, so we're going to go with defender hosts. The next guy I can give a wild drake. Now this is pretty much like a Nazgul, flying around in the sky, burning flames upon your enemy below you. Now unfortunately I didn't capture the footage while I was at the event, or I lost the footage, I'm not sure what happened, but there is some of me attempting to fly one of those badly, very badly. But it was huge fun. Seriously, that is one of the things I'm looking forward to the most in the game. Just flying one of those. And to throw in some archers at the end there to complete our assault. Now, you can also go check out your enemies' tactics, their weaknesses in the same Nemesis screen. But starting off the assault, I had a little word in my shell like to basically take the guys out on the top of the tower. Because I was sitting with guys who know the game, play the game, develop the game. They were all there around me. It was absolutely amazing sitting there talking to some of these guys. So thank you if you're listening. I doubt you are. But they told me to first of all start off by attacking those guys on the tower, exploding whatever they were carrying. Now this guy I was able to actually command. And to be able to climb up the side of a Graug and command him to do your bidding, and of course setting my own feet on fire. Anyone who knows me and my channel will know that I regularly set myself on fire. It's just simply a way of making you guys feel better about yourselves when you're gaming. And I'm also now covered in poison, which makes me look a bit like a giant toad. But realising I was running the wrong way, I've decided to come back to these zones. Now these are called victory points.
Is defended by Sauron's finest. You cannot take it. I'm going to cut you to shreds for the Hellhawks to feast on. Last one to get in a hit, eats last.
These are kind of commanders of the field. They are surrounding each of these capture points. Sadly, at this point, my Graug died. They did. Proper death. terrible. However, you are able to take the enemy's soldiers from them in mid-battle by using your force powers, your focus. You're not able to do this to everybody. This guy, again, is a commander, totally vulnerable to me trying to do that to him. So I have to kind of beat it out of him a little bit. Once you beat them down, they become broken, pretty much. Broken and bend to your will. Now this is me capturing one of the points, and basically, once all of the commanders are pretty much defeated, I was able to actually throw my spear into the ground, and that is 1 point captured. In the meantime, my buddies there are taking out some of the other commanders in another zone. So once you've got one of these victory points, you can see at the top left you've got A, B, C, D. Everybody runs to like the nearest next one, where more of our friends or foes are waiting for us. Now this is a perfect example of one of my berserkers killing one of my trolls killing one of theirs. It was beautiful to watch. But believe me, as the video rolls on,
I was gonna wait. You know, really build up the anticipation. But you and me, we should skip right to the climax.
okay, yeah, definitely creepy, definitely pervy, but that is one of the things about the game. Not the creepy pervy bit, that's not what I mean, but the uniqueness of each of these orcs, the Uruk-hai. They are so funny, I think. I mean, there's one of my guys getting killed there, and look, he's got a really nice hat. It's such a shame. The names, the creatures, the way they look, the way they appear, their weaknesses, strengths, they're all different for every one of us, you know. This game is one of those unique sort of open world, almost sandbox-like games, because it will give you your own unique experience. Anyway, back to the gameplay. Yeah, my guys are getting battered. One now beheaded, Ugol the Choker, beheaded by Gollum the Runner. And I am pretty much surrounded, very low life, and battered by a volley of crossbow shots from another friend. Thankfully though, there's a quick time event that allows you to come back from death once or twice. I think there's a perk that maybe allows you to do that 3 times. But it gets harder each time. One of my guys there bled out. I saw the symbol on the screen while I was editing this video. I don't know, I might be able to go and help him. He was bleeding out for quite some time. Maybe I could help. But first thing I should do right now is retreat, go and take out one of these guys on the wall again, who was already broken actually, and I could have just run up to him, which I'm doing now. But yeah, you can use your focus on him, climb up. I love that animation. And now use his siege weapon against themselves, basically, against my own enemies here. And just take a moment to look in the background there. We've got some beautiful lighting effects. Very, very, very nice. That's one of the things I think I wasn't able to appreciate in the game. In this particular playthrough, there was just so much going on. I was listening to a couple of guys talking to me while I was playing. I was looking at all of the things on the screen, or trying to. So if there's many things that I've missed while I'm playing through here, I'm sorry, but it was quite intense mentally. Now that guy, because I took over his force, I keep forgetting the word for it, because I broke him, and he's now mine. He will go down there and smash the hell out of other things. Now this is another thing I wanted to show you. And it's the Shadow Strike. Yes, it returns in this game. Absolutely beautiful. A fatal Shadow Strike. Of course you have to work your way up the skill tree to get that. But it is beautiful. You just aim your arrow, hit the attack button, and you there leap through the battlefield straight at your target. It is one of the best skills, most fun to watch. And here we are capturing another one of those points. Very, very crucial. You get all of these, and then it moves you onto the next layer of the siege. Yeah, it's not just a case of getting all these points. You have to work your way through the tiers. You may have noticed the Nemesis system at the beginning and how many there were. But as each of those commanders are killed, you're able to take a perk that's left on the battlefield. Here we've got some armor, we've got a celestial rune. Now they were in the first game, there were only runes you could apply to your bow, your dagger, or your sword. But now, if you just have a quick look at this, your inventory will show you every single thing you can have, of course, your dagger, your bow, your sword, but you can have the air shot. You've got armor upgrades, you've got hood upgrades that all give you different buffs, perks, you name it. Even a nice shiny ring if you fancy it. But you can level up, and they will give you like better melee attack, maybe a higher maximum focus. Just like here, you can see it goes from 153 to 160. And as you go through the battles, grab them, because they, in flight you're able to upgrade your character even through the middle of the siege. The skill tree is vast. I honestly, mental. You can see each one of these individual skills has a little hexagon, 3 hexagons to the right of it. Those are like the child skills of each one. They go from Swift Barrage here, for example. 3 daggers thrown rapidly by repeatedly tapping. The Spider Song. Detonate a fire pit to cause spiders to swarm the area, and of course looking like they poison everybody, which looks amazing. Also, we have the Freeze Pin, active skill, shooting enemies' feet, sticks them to the ground. That was in the first game, I think. So loads of different upgrades there. Some of them looked absolutely stunning. I didn't have a chance to get through all of them. The time was so limited, and this siege lasted a long time, but I kept on trying to get into the menus just to show you a little bit more. That's pretty much all I've been able to capture. But on with the battle. Now this time I've been able to get hold of one of these guys, and I'm going to ask him. Stupidly, I have 3 options here. Shame him, I can fight him to the death, or I can recruit him for my cause. I pretty stupidly go for fight him to the death, because I'm getting cocky now. It becomes a little bit of a bloodbath. Gollum the Runner. He now gets angry when he's poisoned, which means he's just been poisoned. I'm just going to try my best to take this guy out. He's already broken, so is the poison dude. Thankfully, though, Amug the Caragor trainer leaps in to his death in front of me. He pretty much runs into my sword. And at the same time, that Gollum the Runner has just defeated one of my guys. Not happy. So as you build up your melee attack, your sequence, your combat sequence, very much the flowing, smooth combat that I loved about this original game. Very Batman-y, almost Assassin's Creed combo, really, in terms of the combat. I'm able to build up special attacks, basically, and that's what that slam to the ground was. Picking up now another perk there, a Rohirrim Cloak, which God knows. And look at the amount of loot that's left lying on the battlefield from this particular skirmish. Absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to get into the game to actually spend some time, quality time, with it. Yeah, and you can obviously damage your own guys. Not the intention. So yeah, counter-attack, dodging, rolling. You'll see me do an awful lot of dodge and climb over vault defense, I don't know what you call it, where I basically run up the guy to run over the other side, just like that, so you can stab him in the back. Best applied to the shield carriers. There we go, 1 more point captured. We have only 1 left. Now the arrows in the first game, you had to actually grab them, claim them with the RB button, or the upper right, or the RT button, whatever it is on the PlayStation controller. But in this game, and that's why I kept on like reaching for them, the grab button. You don't have to do that in this game. You just have to walk into them. So there are a couple of minor things like that made me look like a bit of a noob while I was playing, or a bit more of a noob. Yeah, I hear you. While I was playing it. But there we go. One of those slam attacks, those ground attacks, just from building up a combo string, where every strike is a hit. Now this time, I'm going to ask this guy
I will conquer for you.
to serve me.
My life for you.
He fights for me now.
My boys will catch hell for giving you a foothold after all this is done. But first, we're gonna slaughter you and your rebel army.
I just love the way they talk. Each one of those characters just makes me smile every time I meet a new one. Now this is an extra move I hadn't seen before. You click down on both L3, right R3, both sticks at the same time to produce that Celebrimbor just basically comes out and does some huge, untouchable Wraith combo. I don't know what it's called. I only used it once on the advice of those sitting next to me going, oh, just press those down, try that. What is this? This is amazing. I need to know what this is, and I want to play that a little bit more to find out. But in this last moment, you can see the red circles on the ground. Basically, I'm getting battered by a siege weapon from above. That's why most of my guys and their guys are on fire at the moment. Just like that. There I am, on fire. I know it's very unlike me. Seriously, very unlike me. But, I'm normally the Iceman. So very, very low on health here as well. So one of those combo moves was very welcome. I don't know quite why I've stuck in the battlefield at this moment. I honestly don't remember. Trying to gain something back there, but oh no, bad idea. Got struck down, but managed to hit the QuickTime event in time. Trying desperately to remember where the Y button on an Xbox controller is. When you play PlayStation all the time. Believe it or not, that's difficult. But thankfully, the reason I hung around was because I knew we were inches away from capturing this point. That means we've captured all 4 points of the base level of the siege. Now, Gluk the Angry. And they even chant his name. Look at those Caragor, the armoured Caragors behind him. Just beautiful. So now it's a case of trying to get back up to that second level, and I just got enough. I had enough of this guy. I decided to shoot him in the arse, in the face, a little bit, and the left thigh. And thankfully, a Caragor turned up, one of mine, to take him down, and I was able to recruit this dude.
For the bright Lord you will fight. What do you wish of me?
And again, yet again, now I've realised the art of this is to actually recruit these guys to fight for you. I made probably so many mistakes not doing that, even on some of the archers that I came across, which you'll probably see in a minute.
Only one more chief remains.
Right. Now this is interesting. Okay, so they have a berserker on their side. He just likes to kill. And he already killed one of his own, and then moments later he kills another one of his own. So I was thinking I'd just, pitch a tent, or maybe sit down, rest, put my feet up and just wait for him to kill everybody. But no, that's not what happened. I couldn't possibly wait any longer, so decided to carry on, shot down an archer, and decided to try my best at climbing the walls on my own. My guys can't go through, but hey, who needs them? I'm strong enough on my own. Oh no. Now this is where I actually managed to break the game, much to the embarrassment of the guys around me, and I do feel sorry for them. Oh yeah, the stealth, a death from below attack, I suppose you would call that. But we do have another siege weapon. Oh yes, that wraith attack there, where you're able to pause in midair while aiming your bow. Stunning, love it. Don't know what it's called, but I want to do more of it. That was beautiful. I was able to destroy that weapon as well. But now, as you see, I climbed up to the top of this tower. I am now stuck in a glitch, and I felt so sorry for the guys there with me, because they were like, "Oh God, this is a pre-release. It's not finished." Look, guys, it's okay. Yeah, there are glitches in games. I think we're all used to them. But thankfully I found one, and maybe you can go patch it. It's cool. Please don't for one moment judge the game based on this one event. Now this is where one of the developers actually took control of the game for me, managed to get me to fall through the glitch into another invisible wall or a barrier, but decided, okay, if I can shoot that Graug, I would be able to shadow to shadow onto him, and that's how we got out of it. It was pretty cool. That's how you get out of a glitch in Shadow of War, by the way. Yeah, you can do it. Then able to take this guy's weapon and use it against the enemy. This is the other capture point. I'm sorry, that last moment, I wasn't sure whether I should put it in the video because I don't want the guys thinking, oh god, he's going to be really negative about it. Hey, it happens in every game I've ever played. I will always find a part of the world to get stuck in. Don't think I would judge you over that. I loved this game. I really, really did, and that was just a silly little thing. Of course it was a shame, but listen, it's not by any means going to make me think less of it.
You're outnumbered, but most of us are here just to get a lesson in the art of Tark killing.
Now that guy, the Dark Assassin. Yeah. Keep an eye on him.
Is this your first day with that blade?
Now this guy, he could have chosen to kill me, however he chose to humiliate me. Which if I did to one of them would level them down a little bit. So, you know, I felt a little embarrassed. So in a way, I was leveled down. I don't know if that actually affected my character. But just there, I was able to summon a Caragor. And it's one of the abilities that I had in advance. I didn't know about. Again, I was prompted to do it by one of the guys sitting next to me. But I was able to summon this Caragor and then instantly dismiss him, and he got killed. However, he's not on his own. Then I was able to summon something else, and you'll be able to see that in a minute. As we progress to the next level, thought it would be a good idea to try to recruit a few guys on my side because I'm pretty much on my own at this point. And there we go. Now you see who's burst through the doors? We've got a team, an army of they were Caragor warriors. It's beautiful. They came just at the right time. And I decided to Achilles heel that dude. One in the spine, just for good measure. And sadly, Og the Hurler, I would love to know how he got the name Og the Hurler. I don't think it's for throwing things, by the way. He bled out. It's tragic. Now this guy, Blood Brother Revenge. Basically, I killed his brother. That's as simple as that. And he wants revenge. Ronk.
Begging, pleading or moaning, you're going to die choking.
Ronk the Crippler, the creepiest looking dude in the game so far. Now, none of them are exactly lookers. That guy, I wouldn't want to meet in a dark alley at night. You know what I mean? So just here, trying to recruit a few more, which did actually work this time. But I haven't managed to capture either of these victory points yet. And we're getting pretty close to death. The Caragors, though, continue to come in from the outside. You can just see them on the minimap to the left there, bottom left. Decided it was probably a good idea to run away and maybe take out some of these archers. We'll turn them at least onto my side. And then I got a little bit like, okay, let's test out some of the combat mechanics here. That's a stealth attack in Shadow of War. It's great. It's really good. And then we go another Shadow Strike kill. Just because you have to see that a lot, so I thought I'd show it you again. I think we'd just go for a stealth kill here, and I think the other guy I just ended up taking out in normal combat because he saw me. So back to another Shadow Strike, never gets old, and a couple of long range shots just because there's really a reason. Alright, we are back down on the ground. I was completely surrounded at this point and noticed there were a bunch of exploding barrels around. So, really good opportunity to shoot your elf shot at it, except you need elf shot. So, run over to this at the wall again, embarrassing myself by trying to grab at it, which you don't need to do in the game. God knows, I don't learn. But you just walk into it. And when you're in your Wraith mode, you are able to move a little faster, which is why I was able to walk back away from that. Before it exploded, they're all on fire, and I just had a lot of fun taking them all out. So again, in the combat though, the parry, the Y button is going to be your friend. The A button, of course, just for rolling and climbing up and over vaulting, again is going to be one of the most. Those the two best buttons in the game, or the two best plays in the game, are defensive. They're not attacking. When it comes to hand-to-hand combat, just watch out for that Y symbol and smash it every time you see it, no matter what you're doing. Shaq the Tower, in the meantime, has been taken down by my team over there. Or possibly his own men. God knows. I have no idea. Now this is where, look, around me right now, there aren't any of the commanders here. And for some unknown reason, I decide to try to join my men who are trying to come through the gate there, getting mown down by the likes of Ushak the Tarkslayer, the Dark Assassin I mentioned earlier, and his mates. Tugog Thunderlord is one of these guys. And then a very strange thing happens. This is pretty much where I bow out of the siege. This is my time up with the game, I'm afraid. Ushak the Tarkslayer, this assassin, turns suddenly away from me, spins around, throws an axe in my chest, and deadeds me. What a wonderful game. Thank you so much to all of the guys at Thinkjam who invited me along, Warner Bros for producing and publishing the game, and Monolith Productions, the development team. Outstanding work. I cannot wait to play this game. Thoroughly recommend it to anybody who's even thinking about getting it. I really would. It's so many more layers that I wasn't able to show you. So many more layers that I'm aware of that I can't mention, or I've read a lot about. If you played the first game, you're going to love this one. If you've never played a Lord of the Rings game in your life, what's wrong with you? If you love Lord of the Rings and you have a console, go get this. Honestly, it's beautiful. The open world sandbox, unique playthrough for everybody. I think that's one of the outstanding things about the Nemesis system itself. So guys, on October the 10th, Middle-earth Shadow of War will be released. Whether you got it for PC, PS4, Xbox One, go out there and buy this game. I think it's absolutely stunning. And that is my personal opinion, of course. Although Warner Bros invited me to go play this game, my opinion is my own. Thank you so much for watching the video. Do hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and share the video with your friends. Take care. Thank you once again for watching. All the best, and good night.